live on the campus of the University of South Carolina. More specifically, I live here in Carolina Gardens, which is a part of family and graduate housing. If you live on campus, there are a lot of rules to abide by, and one of them is the pet policy. Luckily, I'm a fish lover. People have been keeping fish for at least 4,500 years. The proper term is called aquaculture. Records of aquaculture date back to ancient Egypt and Assyria. The Chinese, who raised carp for food as early as 2000 BC, were probably the first to breed fish successfully. Their selective breeding and ornamental breeding of goldfish was later introduced to Japan, where ornamental carp breeding was perfected. The ancient Romans kept fish for food and entertainment. They were known as the first marine aquarius. They constructed ponds that were supplied with freshwater fish in addition to saltwater fish. In England during the mid 1700s, goldfish were kept in glass vessels, but aquarium keeping was not well established until the relationship between oxygen, animals, and plants were discovered a century later. The balanced aquarium became the only acceptable method of keeping fish in the mid 1800s. The balanced aquarium consisted of a tank in which the air surface of water, aided by plants, would supply sufficient oxygen to fish. By 1850, Philip Gosse, a British naturalist, created the term aquarium. The first public aquarium was displayed in 1853 at Regent's Park in London. Aquariums began to sprout up across the globe. In 1856, P.T. Barnum, the circus entrepreneur, opened the first display aquarium at the American Museum in New York City. So let's fast forward to 2013. I was on the search for the perfect tank, under 20 gallons, of course. Once I found it, it was time to figure out what kind of fish I wanted. I didn't want anything too complicated to care for. Something simple, something pretty. I got it. A fantail goldfish. Fantail goldfish are a good choice for beginners, but I wanted to spice up my tank a bit, so I added a Blackmore and a Ryugan goldfish. Blackmore goldfish have a lovely velvety look, and those big telescope eyes are just adorable. Ryugan are similar to fantail goldfish, except for the slight hump in the back. Now that I knew what type of fish that I wanted, it was time to purchase them. But from where? I began to search the blogs and the forums online. The popular choice was PetSmart, Petco, or even an independent pet store. To counter this information, I found many fish owners deterring others from purchasing fish from Walmart. But why? I purchased my fish from PetSmart, but we'll talk about them a bit later. This documentary inspired me to go back to that question and dig a little deeper. And this is what I found at Walmart.
staff. I think the least amount of time we've had a guy working here or working with aquariums in his lifetime is probably about 15 years at this point. With myself, I've had aquariums since I was a kid, so I'm 30 years plus. The other partners of the store are 25 years plus, and our managers are around 20 years plus. So everybody's had a lot of experience taking care of aquariums. Another thing we offer for our customers is stuff like free water testing, free disease diagnosis, and we'll provide any kind of help we can with any kind of aquarium-related problem or question.
I change the water every Saturday. I do like a 15% water change. Once I do the water change, I add more marine salt. This helps the fish breathe. Okay, Prime helps keep the nitrates and nitrites in check, and the ammonia. pH down keeps the pH down because you can't have too high of a pH that'll kill your fish. They'll be stressed out and mad. This is for algae. As you can see, I have algae probably developing. That's not necessarily a bad thing because algae is nothing but a plant. It's kind of healthy for the fish. It's just ugly for you. You know what I mean? You don't want to see that. This gets rid of that problem. That problem may come from too much light, natural light from the sun coming in from the window. That's why I try to keep the blinds back. That's about it.
So like I said, I purchased my fish from PetSmart. There's Angel, the classic fantail, Pretty Boy, a calico Ryukin goldfish, and I purchased a blackmore goldfish that I named Omar. Omar lived with me for about a week and a half before he died. Omar had suffered from swim bladder disease. He would swim at the bottom of the tank and then began to swim on his side in circles. Some of the causes of swim bladder disease are overeating, gulping too much air, constipation, bacterial and parasitic infection, injury from a fall, or even a birth defect. To this day, I don't know which of these caused Omar's swim bladder disease. I tried to treat Kia in the tank with an antibiotic, and I even came across an old school remedy for just simply feeding him a thawed pea. But neither of these things worked, obviously, because Omar's not with me today. Angel and Pretty Boy are still with me, growing happier and more vibrant every day. I feed them a variety of things. I feed them fish food in addition to greens such as broccoli and zucchini. I even throw in oranges and grapes. Please do your research first and properly prepare these items before you throw them in the tank. Their tank is cleaned once a week and contains all the necessities such as a filter, temperature monitor strip, and air stones. I'm doing pretty good with these little fish, and I have a feeling they'll be with me for a while.